If you've been researching where to retire in 2025, chances are Delaware has come up multiple times. And for good reason. We have no sales tax, we have no state tax on Social Security, and we also have a very generous pension exclusion. Also, we are very, very small, but we are centrally located. So if you have children that live in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or even Maryland, a lot of people love living in Delaware or retiring in Delaware because you don't have those metropolitan taxes and you still live close to your children. But how much can you really save by retiring in Delaware? Well, in today's video, we're going to go over all of that. Hello, everyone. I'm Jen, your Delaware Realtor. Today's video is the ultimate Delaware tax guide for 2025. And while a lot of things have not changed, there have been slight adjustments for 2025. So let's just jump right on into that. There is retirement income exclusion, which means that residents that are age 60 and above can exclude $12,500 from their retirement income, which includes your pension, your IRA, and also your 401ks. This hasn't really changed, but this is still something that is a huge benefit for retirees. Also, your Social Security is 100% exempt from Delaware state income tax. The next one is actually one that I get asked about a lot from my retirees that are moving to Delaware. There is a tax benefit for senior citizens for school taxes. The only caveat is that you have to live here for 10 years in order to qualify for this tax exemption. It is up to $500 off of your school taxes. Like I said, you have to live here for 10 years though. So any newcomer is not going to qualify for this tax exemption. Estate taxes is actually zero. So this actually was appealed back in 2018, and we went back to zero estate taxes, and we have never looked back. So the next one is kind of a big one for 2025. Delaware has been doing property reassessments, which means that people's property taxes have been changing. Currently, Sussex County and Kent County have both completed their tax reassessments. Newcastle County is still in the process of submitting their bills to their residents. So for me, I have not gotten my new property tax bill in the mail yet, but it should be here within the next month. And that is a big discussion point for retirees. The tax reassessments haven't been completed, at least for Newcastle County, since 1980. So we were due for a reassessment. However, there has been a big debate on the reassessments and how they were completed, specifically in Newcastle County. So that is an ongoing thing right now. So while yes, our taxes are going up for property taxes, we don't know how much. But despite what you may hear in the news, we are still fairly low compared to the surrounding states, especially for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, and Maryland. There are many retirees that benefit from retiring to Delaware. So let me just share with you some real life experiences. This retiree says, "It's awesome down here. I got more bang for my buck. It was a couple who moved from York, Pennsylvania, saw their property taxes drop by thousands, and enjoys 0% sales tax on everyday items. But they're watching reassessments closely. New property valuations could raise annual taxes by several $100s, which is what I just talked about." Another retiree mentioned that they have saved roughly $2,000 to $3,000 in state income taxes. They also said that they were not prepared for the 4% real estate transfer tax. So let me just explain the real estate transfer tax. Delaware is 4%. It is the highest in the nation. It is split between the buyer and the seller. So what they're referring to is really they paid the 2% to purchase in Delaware. Now, if they bought during COVID, they may have had to pay the 4%, especially if they purchased new construction. But currently, in our current market, the builders and sellers are still paying their 2% of the transfer tax. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I bring this up constantly. It is a hefty fee to purchase in Delaware. It is 2% of the sale price. It is included in your closing costs. Another thing that people don't realize is that when you move to Delaware, you are required to register your vehicles in Delaware. There is a fee called a document fee when you transfer your vehicle from another state to Delaware. Essentially, it is sales tax. It is 4.25% of the Kelley Blue Book value of your vehicle. So what I always tell people when we are working together is if you have a vehicle that you don't think it's literally going to make it across state lines, do not purchase a new vehicle in another state before moving to Delaware. Please, please, I don't care if you have to push it over the state line, put it on a trailer, like somehow get it here. Do not purchase a new vehicle before moving to Delaware. Makes more sense just to purchase the vehicle in Delaware where that document fee is financed in, or if you pay cash for it, it's already included, and you won't have to essentially pay sales tax for the second time. Let's talk about how Delaware compares to the surrounding state. So in Delaware, we have 0% sales tax. In New Jersey, they have an average of 6.6%. In Pennsylvania, they have 6%, and then Maryland, they also have 6%. In all 4 states, Social Security tax is exempt. The pension and your IRA for Delaware is a $12,500 exclusion. In New Jersey, it is limited. In Pennsylvania, there is a $0 exemption. In Maryland, you can exclude up to $34,300, but you have to be 65 years or older. Property taxes on average, Delaware is 0.55%. New Jersey is 2.2%. Pennsylvania is 1.5%. And Maryland is 1.1% on average. So as you can see, the property taxes are a lot cheaper in Delaware, even with our reassessment. For the estate or inheritance tax, in Delaware, there is none. In New Jersey, there is inheritance tax. In Pennsylvania, there is inheritance tax. And Maryland, the estate tax reinstated in 2025. So as you can see on all fronts, Delaware is above and beyond the surrounding state. All right, so let's talk about the property taxes because this is probably my number one question that I get from my clients. What are the property taxes? So if you are shopping on Zillow or Realtor.com or any Homes.com, with any other website, a lot of the questions come up is the property taxes that you see, does that also include your school tax? And the answer is yes. So a lot of times people will look at that number and they see $2,000, they see $3,000, they see $4,000. And they think that is just the property taxes. That does not include your school tax. It does, because the average property taxes on a $400,000 home in, say, Sussex County, you're looking on average anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. To put that in perspective, currently, I say currently because I live in Newcastle County, currently my taxes on my 2-acre property, I pay around $1,800. My taxes are going to go up. I believe we are going to be over the $2,000 mark. But essentially, in the grand scheme of things, that is still very, very cheap because I'm also from Pennsylvania. And I know that taxes for a $400,000 home in Pennsylvania are anywhere from $5,000 to $9,000 per year. That does not include New Jersey, which I have had many clients from New Jersey who, when I say, oh, you're looking at like $2,000 for property taxes, they say per month, and I say per year. That is when they tell me that they have upwards of $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for property taxes, which absolutely blows my mind because after your home is paid off, you still have a 20 to bill. That to me is insane. But I have a lot of clients that I almost feel like they're going to have heart attacks sometimes when I tell them that it's actually $2,000 for the year or $3,000 for the year or $4,000 for the year, depending on where you live. Delaware has secretly become the no estate tax haven, which is huge. So if you are someone that is looking to leave generational wealth to your children, or you have a lot of assets, the no estate tax for your heirs is huge. By living in Delaware and having all of your assets in Delaware and your estate in Delaware, this really helps your heirs when you are to pass away. Let's talk about some common misconceptions that I hear for people that are moving here from out of state. The number one myth that I hear is Delaware is a tax-free state. When you hear Delaware is a tax-free state, it actually means that there is no sales tax. So when you go to purchase something like big purchases, TVs, appliances, cars, anything like that, it makes more sense to purchase it in Delaware, because if you see a TV for like Super Bowl Sunday and it's a 100-inch flat screen TV and you see it's on sale for $1,200, I actually don't even know if that's how much they are now, but it's not like you're paying $1,200 and then 6% on top of that or whatever on top of that. It's $1,200. So that is why you hear Delaware is a tax-free state. That does not mean that you don't have any property taxes, that you don't have school tax, that you don't have to file your taxes, because I've heard that one before too. That does not mean that you don't have any kind of tax on your pension. You are able to exclude $12,500 if you are over the age of 60, but that does not mean that we don't have any taxes at all. We have lower property taxes, not no tax. So that is one of the myths that I hear. That's probably the number one myth that I hear a lot. Number two is that the property taxes never go up. False. Have we had a reassessment done since 1980? No. We are having one in 2025. Do I expect there to be one in 2026, 2027, 2028? No. But I do not think that we're going to go as long without a reassessment as we did from 1980 to 2025. I do recommend that when moving to Delaware or thinking about moving to Delaware, you should reach out to your financial advisor. You should also meet with an attorney about your estate, whether it be that you put all of your assets into a trust or you decide what makes sense for you personally, financially, whether it makes sense to move to Delaware or stay where you currently are or move to a different state. Ultimately, Delaware remains to be one of the best tax haven for retirees. So whether you are looking for low property taxes or you're looking for your pension maybe not to be taxed as much, or you are looking for no sales tax or no state income tax on your Social Security, Delaware really does have it all. So I really hope this video helped into breaking down why Delaware compares to the surrounding states, why more and more retirees are retiring to Delaware. If you are interested in any 55 plus community, I am a retirement specialist who help many, many clients move from out of state into Delaware. I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you. My information is down below in the description. If you would like a full list of every 55 plus community in Delaware, there is a link down below where it will be sent to your email, or there is a link for my calendar where we can set up a Zoom meeting or a phone call or an in-person meeting. Once again, I really hope that this video helped. If it did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, if you are thinking about retiring to Delaware, you should definitely check out this video right here. And if you would love a full playlist on everything Delaware retirement, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.